Tucker Carlson, I'm sorry, I'm not going to entertain the notion that Joe Biden secretly doesn't want his Supreme Court nominee to get on the bench. I imagine they do. And maybe they're very confident about the votes, but why wouldn't you engage in any type of media campaign? Well, what I would do is I would associate any criticism of Ketanji Brown Jackson with the worst elements of the Republican Party, of the conservative movement, as to why they would be against her. And Tucker Carlson is producing those examples, basically forging that hammer
on a nightly
basis on his program.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, if I'm the administration, I'm going to say, anybody who speaks out about the nominee, any senator, Lindsey Graham says the liberal left it's really disappointing to see Lindsey Graham on the same page as the racist comments of Tucker Carlson. Here's Tucker Carlson, who never called for the qualifications of the last three people appointed to the court, the last of whom had been a judge for about 15 minutes. Here is Tucker Carlson talking about someone who went to much better colleges and universities than he did, but more importantly, earned her way in. We'll talk more about Tucker's, the way he got into Trinity in a moment, but here is Tucker Carlson.
So is Ketanji Brown Jackson, a name that even Joe Biden has trouble pronouncing, one of the top legal minds in the entire country? We certainly hope so. Biden's right. Appointing her is one of his gravest constitutional duties. So it might be time for Joe Biden to let us know what Ketanji Brown Jackson's LSAT score was. What the hell did she do in the LSATs? Why wouldn't he tell us that? That would settle the question conclusively as to whether she's a once-in-a-generation legal talent, the next learned hand. It would seem like Americans in a democracy have a right to know that and much more before giving her a lifetime appointment, but we didn't hear that.
First off, your LSATs are what it takes to get into a law school.
Yes.
It's the function, like the functional equivalent, like the SATs or the ACTs to get into college. This is absurd. This isn't not
even her college grades. They're not even, he's so lazy that he can't even copy and paste the racist argument about, can we see Obama's grades? Remember that?
Yeah, I mean, it's absurd. It is so incredibly transparent.
I didn't go to law school, but my sister's in law school right now. Pretty sure it's kind of a joke people to even bring up your LSAT scores once you're already in the institution. It's like going to college and, as you say, being like, I got a 33 in my ACTs. Suck on that. Nobody talks about that. It's irrelevant. It's your law school experience that matters. And then, of course, your professional experience.
I mean, Tucker Carlson is the most watched host on cable television, isn't he?
Yes.
Pretty close.
Yes.
And really, the American public deserves to know how he got his BA at Trinity. He said he was a horrible student. He had to have a special request from the dean at his prep school in Newport, Rhode Island. That's where all the mansions are. He went to Saint something. I can't remember what the name of it was. It was the second school. He got kicked out of his Swiss boarding school, I think. But the dean of that private school put in a good word for him, which one could argue Tucker earned by dating and ultimately marrying his daughter, who was dating him at the time. And Tucker,
that's a lot of work
by all accounts,
to get a recommendation.
Was not a good student at Trinity. I think he said he got D's, which I think stands for the Diamond Club, which his parents were a member of. The Diamond Club at Trinity is the highest level of donation that they receive.
The bile is just bubbling up in my throat.
As Americans, we deserve to know the intelligence level of the people that we're getting our news from. And I think if you are the highest rated news person in cable television, you should be the first to reveal all of your grades and your transcript and any letters of recommendation that were sent into the schools that you went to.
Could Tucker lead by example in this instance?
Oh, and this is just, this is also, and then while you're there, why don't you tell us about the homophobia you engaged in?
Yeah, I remember that. The Jesse Helms Foundation. Look at that portrait of working class America. The tweed and the bow tie.
Both. Got to go with both. But that is just, again, a Democratic Party that was engaged in politics would be referring, would say with lament every time anyone brings up the nominee's name. Any Republican, it would be like, it's so sad to see you join the Tucker Carlson caucus in questioning the credentials of a decade-long jurist. She's been on the court on, she was trial judge and then appellate court for a year or two for over a decade. And one which the Senate already approved. But
yeah, and let's not let the moment at the start where he makes a racist quip about her name go unnoticed as well.
Right, of course.
Yeah. It's actually not that hard to pronounce.
No. I get it right.